विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome all of you. How many of you all are coming for the first time today? This is the first session. Okay, quite a few of you are. Welcome. We'll summarize quickly what we did last time. Welcome all of you to this spiritual highway. Yes, that's what we have named this course. Spiritual highway, which will actually take us on a path, our own spiritual experience. We want to enrich that experience. Therefore, we have named this course Spiritual Highway, which is entirely and completely based on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, as given by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We did a bit in the last class. We did recite all these prayers for Srila Prabhupada. You can see on the altar right here, who made the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, I would say, simple in the sense very relevant to us, very, very relevant to each one of us. Doesn't matter where we are, how we are occupied, and what is our main preoccupation. Doesn't really matter. Srila Prabhupada made it extremely relevant to all of us. So let's just recite his pranama mantra. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale, Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swamin Iti Namine, Swamin Iti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschat Deshatarine. Yes, of course, I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, who is kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. We may not understand everything yet, that's okay. And this is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Some of you who are from Bengal, you know him very well, he is your person. As for others in South India, probably you don't know so much about him, but we will gradually see who is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the others who are there in this picture. But let's offer our pranam to him also. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Gadadhara, Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi, Shri Vasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this is our favorite mantra, all of us know, yes? Okay, very good. So now I'll recite a few prayers and you can join with me. I will not wait for you to repeat after me. We can all recite together. This is Shri Guru Pranama. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who has opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance with the torchlight of knowledge. And that's what we are hoping for. Yeah, we are hoping that Bhagavad Gita actually opens a different set of eyes. Yes, for us. For now we see the world in one way, and now hopefully we can see it in another way. And this is Sri Rupa Goswami, who also we will offer our obeisances to. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. And when Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who was established within this material world, the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vikamscha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. We've already done on this. Now, yes, all these, not the slides, but the entire sessions, the entire knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita is entire credit goes to His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila, to whom we dedicate all of these sessions. So that's okay. You don't have to do it every time. Take it as prasadam. This is mercy, like I keep telling every time. This is just blessings from the deities that they give me so that I don't speak nonsense here. Yes, it's not any other thing. Okay. So we're going to discuss key to success in today's session. But before we go there, just a little recap of the previous session, since some of you have attended, some of you have missed the last session and you're attending for the first time. So in the last session, we began with, secret of spiritual life. In the sense, we saw how each one of us is looking for what? Happiness. Our discussion was centered around this, that each one of us are looking for happiness, but somehow or the other we're looking for it in the very wrong place. Yes, we're looking for it in places where we understand very soon that, it has slipped, so temporary. Yes, so we may look for this happiness either in in a lot of prestige, or maybe beauty. Yes, so we start a weight loss program or some such thing, and we feel we'll be happy by that. Or maybe we look at it in terms of good jobs, good money. But somehow or the other we saw that irrespective of all this, just as a fish out of water will never be happy, no matter what you give the fish. Yes. Similarly, our situation is the same. No matter what, we may have fantastic, all of those zeros we saw, yes, which could be fame, which could be money, which could be good, great jobs, even it could be great friendships and family, all that. But without one, which is spirituality. Without that one spirituality, everything is zero. But you just add that one, and all those zeros now carry huge value. Yes, the more zeros you add, the better. Because I have this one in front of me. So 1 0 is 10, but another 0 is 100 now, and then 1000, and then it goes on. And I can really be rich. Yes, but without that one, I'll remain poor. Because I don't have spiritual knowledge. This is what we saw in the last class. And he also introduced you all to the background of the Bhagavad Gita. Right? So we introduced how Bhagavad Gita came to be spoken. The war that was was anticipated, and it was inevitable. Between who? All of us. Yes, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. It was, everybody tried, even Krishna tried to avoid this war, but somehow we saw that when the Pandavas asked for just 5 villages, Dhritarashtra said, I will not give you place even for a pin. He said, no way. And of course, we know how they were humiliated. The Pandavas were humiliated in every which way, including disrobing Mother Draupadi. Yes, they tried to even disrobe her in front of everybody. And enough is enough. The war was absolutely inevitable. So today we'll see. We also saw on the battlefield. Now everybody was assembled, and the first verse was spoken by Dhritarashtra. And he said, "What's going on, Sanjay? What are they going to do now? We've all gathered on the battlefield, right?" And he all the time, Dhritarashtra, who was blind, not just externally but also internally, because he's so attached to his wicked son Duryodhana, who doesn't see anything beyond what? Power. Yes, that's all he's thirsty. He's thirsty for fame, for power, for the kingdom. And all of us are in little ways. Yes, we have little Duryodanas inside. And this Duryodhana, he was also afraid before the war, but how did he respond? By strategizing. Yes, he was strategizing and he was trying to provoke his own teacher. Who was his teacher? Dronacharya, who was there on the battlefield, and he tried to provoke him. Everybody was afraid. So was Dhritarashtra. He was afraid that, oh, what if my children change their minds? Why? Why would they change their minds? Kurukshetra. Excellent. Because Kurukshetra is Dharmakshetra. Kurukshetra is the place where the war was supposed to begin. And Kurukshetra is supposed to be a religious place. And we saw that in a religious place, we hesitate a little. Yes, we hesitate doing wrong things a little. So we will not catch too many wrongdoings there. That's how Dhritarashtra was also afraid. Whether my sons will now maybe change their minds and not fight the war. He actually wanted them to fight and Duryodhana to become the king. Because it was all about him, me. Like that. So today we'll see, yes, war is inevitable, not just in Kurukshetra, but in each of our lives. How many of you feel, no way, I'm so peaceful? Nothing at all. Yes, no war, nothing. What war you're talking about? Yes. And we'll see that, okay, war is inevitable. But what is this? Today's session is named as Key to Success. Right? Key to Success. And who was successful in the war? Pandavas. The little girl knows. Yes, Pandavas. And who was an expert manager and who was doing a lot of strategy? That was Duryodhana. He was doing so much. But his expertise and his managerial skills, his fantastic skill sets, where did they take him? Failure. War and failure. Complete failure. Right? So we are going to see what is then the key to success. Yes, what is the key to success? We'll see Lord Krishna's formula of success and our formula of success. Do they match? No? You're so confident? Okay, let's see if they match or not. Okay? And then Lord Krishna's success formula is indeed a perfect success formula, and which is what we want to apply in our lives. So, please remember, and we mentioned this in the last session also, that Bhagavad Gita is aimed at making us strong from within. Yes, is actually helping us build ourselves. We did this in the last class. So there is so much of negativity around us. War is inevitable. But how equipped are we? Yes, what are we doing to make ourselves so strong, such that we have the key to success? Right? And it looks like Arjuna had the key to success. We'll also see some practical tips like open secrets we did last time. And a little story. Yes, last time who remembers what story we heard? Peacock feathers. Yes, why Krishna wears the peacock feathers. This time also we'll see another one nice big story. Okay, yeah, so war is inevitable. But what do you think for us, when we say war is inevitable for us, what does it mean? Who is, who's responsible for this? What's going on? Why? What kind of war do we face?
Inner conflicts, like.
Okay, very nice. Inner conflicts. What examples like?
Like decide whether that is right or wrong.
That's forever. Yes. This or that. Yes. You're presented with 100 choices.
Yeah.
Especially what to wear in the morning. Okay. Somebody else also said a very nice thing here. family problems. We're presented with family problems day-to-day basis. And it's not funny at all, right? Here in this group, we're now laughing, but we know what it means to face them. Yeah, they're terrible. What else?
Ego.
Ego problem. Yes. Our own ego is hurt and we don't know what to say. We clench our teeth. Yes. How can it be possible? How can, even if somebody sees us in a wrong way, we go, अरे ऐसा देख लिया मेरे को. Yeah, somebody देखा नहीं तो problem, देखा तो problem. Yeah, we do have our issues. What else?
Health issues also.
Health issues. Absolutely, so nice. What else? Huh?
Financial.
Financial issues.
Picture fee.
Spiritual, yeah. That's advanced problem. Societal problems, absolutely. Societal problems, yes. You know.
Day-to-day management of the household or whatever,
I know.
stuff.
It's tough. Every day is a challenge.
Yeah.
Every day is a war. You feel that Arjuna, he went to the battlefield once. We're going every single day. Right? How much more we need the Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Arjuna went once and he had Krishna with him, but we are here. And we really have to take shelter of the Bhagavad Gita and see that yes, there are so many wars, and very nicely, they're classified, these problems that you all said. Bhagavad Gita tells yes, you have these three kinds of problems. All these problems can be classified under these three heads. What are they? One is those which are caused by others. Adi Bhauti. They are caused by others. Like family, somebody said, or society, somebody said, even a mosquito causes problem. Yes, and mosquito is in fact, you feel that it's such a small creature, but it is the biggest killer. It's the biggest killer. And now we have even a bigger killer which is smaller than the mosquito. COVID. Yes, somebody guessed it right. We had something as invisible, yes, as a small virus which created havoc in people's lives. Yes, that is Adi Bhautika. Then you have, those things which are beyond our control. Like somebody said, or I'm not too sure, say, there's a natural disaster. You really can't do anything about it. Right? And COVID was almost like that, a pandemic, which was beyond anybody's control. It seems like it's coming from somewhere there. So they're called as Adi Daivika problems, right? A tsunami or some such thing, a flood, something like that. Yeah, something which is beyond our control completely. And somebody, when you say our own internal conflicts, that is Adhyatmika, right? So we have continuously to face problems, and you can classify, you can see for yourself. And this is the first step which is offered to you by Bhagavad Gita. That look here, yes, you're going to be troubled. This war is perpetually going on, right? Either from inside, from outside, from the divine, wherever. But these are the three kinds of miseries. They are, they're always hovering around us. Therefore, the war is inevitable. What is, is there anybody who can say this? That no, it's okay. No, not so serious that I have to come to Bhagavad Gita class. Not serious enough yet. Correct? A lot of people feel that way. That इतना नहीं कुछ नहीं. कभी कभी आता है. It's like I've heard so many people say that कभी खुशी कभी गम. Yes. Have you heard this? That's so what? Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. This is what life is all about. How many times have you heard this? Many times. All of us keep hearing this. Nobody can say that my life is a bed of roses. But somehow we tend to accept it that it's okay. If it's not a bed of roses, there are a few thorns just to make me aware that, there are roses also. It's a very strange situation we are in. One thing is, yes, it's good to accept it that way. But the other thing is to figure out that, what is the source of these problems? And can I really face these problems without being hassled, in the sense, somehow or the other, I know for sure that miseries or problems are inevitable. But can I choose not to suffer? Get the point? Miseries are inevitable. Problems are inevitable. But is there a choice that I have not to suffer?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I can distance myself. And the very first step, like this thing that you heard from the Bhagavad Gita, the moment you know that these three kinds of problems are there. So when you are in a problem, if you have the ability, or you, even one fraction of a second, your mind goes to this point that I think this is this kind of a problem that I'm facing. What happens? You immediately separate yourself from the problem. Do you agree? You separate yourself from the problem, and that's the biggest challenge. That's so difficult. Not everybody can do that. We can do that only first we at least are aware of it. And then then you begin to, what they say, pause and then respond. Correct? But yeah, we'll go slowly to that point. But for now we're seeing that, well, is it my expertise that is going to lead me to success and face all these problems? Is it like Duryodhana had great expertise, all those skills, or what are they? So what do we do normally? Look at these different strategies that we do normally. Instead of pausing, what we were speaking a few minutes ago, what do? We say, no, identify the right kind of people, put them the right bait, estimate the strength and weakness. What is it called? SWOT analysis? Yes, all of you who are working in the corporate, SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunities, threats, this, that, we do all that.
Weakness leads to threats.
Yes, all of you. Yeah, right from there to here. Everybody knows that I should do this. And then I analyze, what do I get? What do I lose? Yes, benefit and loss. We do this in economics, cost benefit analysis. And then we make a solid plan of action. Duryodhana did all of this. Yes, Duryodhana was an expert strategizer. He decided to employ each one of these strategies, yet failed. Right? This is something which one has to, like I said, pause and think. Is this what is going to lead to my success? Right? Is this enough? I'm not saying that you should not have these skill sets, yes, or you should not you should not apply your brain or intelligence. Not that way. We're talking about something more serious in the sense which is addressing the root. Yes, that way it is a higher solution. That's what we are talking about. We'll have a little story here. Says King, Sage and the Murkha. So there's this king who's really an expert, who's very good in terms of his duty as a king. He was ruling very efficiently. But he had just one issue, this king. What was that? That he never paused to think, why am I doing what I'm doing? Which most of us are doing like that. Yes, we do. Every morning we get up and it just goes on what we call as autopilot mode. Yes, it's just going. And we just know what next. We don't even have to think. A lot of things go just so naturally. It's become a part of our mechanism. Right? So this king was something like that. He was just doing everything very properly but never paused and thought. And once a sage walked into his kingdom, into his palace. And the king, like you would also do, welcomed him and said, oh, so nice, bless me. What? We don't know. Yes, but bless me. And he was very happy to see him. He said, yeah, come sit. The sage said, very good, king, you're doing all your duty very well. But, listen to what I'm saying. You'll have to actually spend some more time in introspecting, in reading the Bhagavad Gita. You must do all this. King said, don't give me such work. Tell me, this is too much. I can't do. You have so much work today. I'm so busy. I'm a king. What are you expecting me to do? So the sage listens to him and said, okay, fine. If you're so busy, can you do just one thing for me? Practical. Because we all want to do something practical. Yes. When something is practical, we get very attracted. So he says, yeah, tell me what is that? He says, okay, you go find one murkha from your kingdom, the biggest murkha. Murkha is a fool. Find the biggest fool in your kingdom and bring him to me. So that's not a big job. And they get a fool from somewhere in his kingdom. And they say, okay, what do you have to do? The sage says, all you have to do is every day take this stick. He hands him a stick. He says, you have to go around the kingdom every day. No, go around every single day. And the king says, oh, that's nothing for me. That's for him. And that's fine. I'll make sure that he goes around the kingdom every day. And the sage goes away. And here the Murkha, is doing his work and the king is doing his work. But time passes. It's time for the king to leave his body. He's about to die. Then, while on his deathbed, he's pretty sick. And he ensures that all his responsibilities are, handed over properly. All his sons and wives and this and that, all that. And he says, I'm forgetting something. He says, the Murkha, call him. Where is he? Call him. So they call him. And the Murkha comes there. And the king says, Murkha, I'm so happy with you. You've done your work so diligently all these years. And now I have to leave. Now it's time for me to go. Murkha says, leave where? He says, I'm going away, far away, where nobody returns. He says, oh, so far? I'm sure you're taking your wives along with you. He says, what? No, come. Says, they are fine. They are not coming with me. He says, wives are not going with you? Oh, is this a all friends outing like that? This is all friends? You're going with your friends? He says, Murkha, keep quiet. I'm not going with my friends also. He says, oh, you're going all by yourself. Okay, then please at least take your elephant, your chariot with you. Go on that, you'll be tired alone. He says, no, I cannot take that. You cannot take that? And you said you're going for long. How can you not take that? You'll have to take some of your wealth. Otherwise, what will you do there? He says, no, I cannot take my wealth also. So the Murkha keeps on asking at least this, okay, what is your favorite food? I'll pack that with you. And he says, Murkha, please listen to me. I am going alone all by myself, very far and never to return. Now listen what you have to do. You just have to pass this stick to the biggest other Murkha that you can find and let this continue. The other Murkha has to go around the kingdom with this stick. This is why I have called you. The Murkha listens and he says, okay, I have to find a bigger Murkha than me. Here you go, take it. He gives the stick to the king. The king is offended. He says, how dare you? You think I am a Murkha? Murkha says, of course you are a Murkha. You've worked all your life. You've worked so hard. And now you're saying you're going somewhere so far away. You can't take your wives, none of your relatives, none of your friends, none of your riches that you've accumulated. Nothing, not even something to eat. What have you worked all your life for? Who can be a bigger Murkha than you? And the king then looks at him carefully and says, who are you? And the Murkha says, well, I am a disciple of that sage who came to your kingdom many, many years ago. He asked me to do this. He said that this king will never listen. It's only at the time of death, and you have to be around when he is going to die. At least at the time of death, you can tell him what is actually the goal of life. So here I am. So the Murkha then says, he was not a Murkha, he is actually a very obedient disciple of the sage. And he says, you have wasted all your life. So the king says, now what do I do? He said, it's never too late. Now you can sit and chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just chant. It's not so difficult. I will read to you. You're old now. You cannot read. I will read to you from the Bhagavad Gita. You listen. So in this way, finally, the king who was struggling for that little happiness, where he found here, there, everywhere. He found it at the fag end of his life. Yes, his key to success, he got it really, really late. So let's define success and see how Krishna defines it. Right? But how do you define success then? We've heard this story now. But before you heard this story, very honestly, what does success mean to you? This little girl saying money, money. Money is money, yes. Always knows.
Hard work.
Hard work. Yes, hard work, money. Health, peace of mind, happiness, service. Yes, there are so many answers. Be very honest to yourself. This is not something which you need to even tell me. Right? This is something which we took some of these answers just so that, all of us are aware that these are typically the ideas of what we think is success. Right? And the very noblest things like hard work, as she said, hard work, doing our duty, and something even like health, all of these things that feel that, that is the goal of life. Money also is the goal of life. What we forget, or rather one has to really pause and reflect whether these are goals or these are tools. Could be tools. Yes, health is a tool. Money is a tool. Work is a tool. Yes, even Hitler was workaholic. He was a workaholic. We all know this. Yeah, but what did it lead to? Disaster. Right? So, all of these things are perhaps just tools, not the end in themselves. Correct? So, let's see how Krishna defines it in the Bhagavad Gita, and we'll try to understand this very, very systematically. So here again, let's understand this particular verse which comes in the Bhagavad Gita. It says, Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhyah param manah manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. Let's understand what it means. It means the working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, that is the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. This is again a very fundamental concept of the Bhagavad Gita. What is it? What are we trying to understand here? That it began with, if you remember the Panchakosha I spoke in the last class, where I said that we are made of different layers. Right? The outer layer is the body, Annamaya. Then we have the Pranamaya. Yes, and then we have Manomaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya. We went like this systematically just to understand that actually me as a person is not just senses. Not just my working senses, my hands, my feet, and my all of those other senses. But they're superior to dull matter. Krishna says they're superior to dull matter because they're doing so much work. They are very useful to me. Yes. But higher than that is the mind. We bring into the picture the mind. Right? Manomaya. And then intelligence. Above the mind is buddhi, intelligence. Now, is there something higher than the intelligence? Soul, Atma. And that is something which we find it difficult to perceive. We can see our senses. We can also understand our mind. Somebody said, no, kitna mushkil hota hai subah mein kya pehnu kya nahi. That's the mind. This or this or this. That's the mind. But beyond that is the intelligence which says that, अरे आज interview पे जा रही हो, कुछ अच्छा पहन लो. Yes, which the intelligence is giving some direction. So you know that, okay, I can identify my senses, my mind, my intelligence. But beyond that is the soul. And we saw that we need to feed the soul just as the fish needs water. Yeah? So we need to feed this soul with what? With spiritual wisdom, with getting in touch with our spiritual nature, having a spiritual experience, understanding that really I am not just so temporary as my working senses, or be it the mind or even the intelligence. I am something beyond that. Krishna is asking us and helping us understand that look, you are made of these levels. Right? And he says, first, steady the mind. The most difficult thing, Krishna says so easily. So steady the mind. Here we are, not able to make a decision as simple as what to wear. Yes, and Krishna is giving us a very interesting verse here. It says, Evam buddhe param buddha. Okay, all of you want to say? Okay, Evam buddhe param buddha.
Evam buddhe param buddha.
Samsatyatmanam atmana.
Samsatyatmanam atmana.
Jahi shatrum mahabaho.
Jahi shatrum mahabaho.
Kamarupam.
Kamarupam.
Durasadam.
Durasadam.
What does it say? Thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence. O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, which is Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. So now you feel that we are talking about success. We were talking about success, ये lust कहाँ से आ गया? Right? So let's understand how Krishna is dealing with this problem very systematically. First of all, he made us aware that you are made of all of these aspects of yourself, the working body, the mind, the intelligence, but beyond that is the soul. So he says, now the next thing that you need to do is steady your mind. Yes, steady your mind. And then how can I steady that mind? He gives a key here. What is that key? What do you think? In this verse, it's open. Somebody said that spiritual intelligence. Okay? Now visualize it this way. Let's have, we all know how a chariot looks like. Yes, we all know how a chariot looks like. The chariot, suppose, has 5 horses. Okay? There's a charioteer. And there is the person who is sitting, the passenger. Correct? That's how it goes. Now let's try and understand this particular picture in reference to our body. Comparison. Okay? So these 5 horses, they are the senses. Yes, they are the indriya. Right? So the horses, what are they? They want to go in different directions, isn't it? The eye wants to see the latest Shah Rukh Khan movie. The nose wants to smell what's cooking. Yes. And also the tongue wants to taste. We know this. They're running to wherever they can be satisfied. They're just running in that direction. And there are these ropes which are tied to the horses. Correct? And who has the reins? The charioteer. So these ropes are compared to the mind. And who is the charioteer? The intelligence. Right? The intelligence is there, right there. The intelligence can say, okay, do we go right or do we go left? But if the intelligence is gone, maybe there is, you know this very well. If a drunkard drives a car, what happens? Crashes, because he doesn't know how to control. But you as a passenger, the soul, sitting there. Yes, you're the soul sitting there in that chariot. And if the intelligence goes for a big toss like this, then the intelligence doesn't control the reins. The mind goes beyond control. And what will happen? The senses will take you wherever they want. Therefore, you feel that, Saturday morning Bhagavad Gita class, छोड़ो, सो जाते हैं. Right? But if the spiritual intelligence is working, what will it say? It says, get up, you get the solution for life, go. It says. Otherwise, it says, next Saturday है ना, recording मिलेगा. Correct? There are so many ways in which your mind and intelligence can trick you if we choose to be tricked. And therefore, Krishna is saying, halt. First of all, steady your mind, develop your spiritual intelligence. And how does that spiritual intelligence come from? Intelligence is something which we actually can work on. Yes, and spiritual intelligence especially. We can actually work on developing our spiritual intelligence in such a way that this mind is somehow or the other under control and directs the senses so as to conquer our enemy, which is lust. And one wonders, why does Krishna call lust our enemy, and not just our enemy, insatiable enemy, he says. Which means it's like a fire, no matter what you put, the more you put, what happens? The more it burns. It's like that kind of an enemy. And what is lust? It doesn't have to be necessarily the common understanding that we have, the attraction between man and woman. That's one of the things. But what is lust? Bhagavad Gita explains very nicely. Lust is that very strong obsessive desire to acquire something, enjoy something, in separation of Krishna. I want this for myself, and very obsessive, compulsive desire. That is lust. And that is our enemy. Do you think it's our enemy?
Yes.
Why?
Because it destroys us.
Yeah, it destroys us.
It distracts us.
It distracts us. Destroys us, it distracts us. What else?
It puts in anger.
Anxiety. It puts us in anxiety.
Anger also.
Yes, it gives us so much anger. So true, because you don't get it, what happens? You're so angry. Yes? Whoever comes in between you and your object that you want, finished. Yes? He's your enemy forever. And what happens if you get it? I'm proud. Happy nahi, more. I want more. Yes? Ye dil mange more. Came from here only, I think. Yes? And you feel that, so nice. Yes, ye dil mange more. But more mila to uske baad? More. Greed. There's so much greed that we get. Just see what's happening. So Krishna is very rightly identified. He says, see, this is your root. So pause. So steady your mind and develop your spiritual intelligence. Right? And that's possible only through this way. That is to remember Krishna. To remember the teachings from the Bhagavad Gita. To chant his names. And one feels that it's too simple to be true. And sometimes the point is so easy, we just miss it. But it is. Krishna is telling again and again in the Bhagavad Gita so many ways. Now Krishna says, all you have to do is, just maybe come and give pranam to me. And people have asked me, ऐसे थोड़ी ना भगवान कहाँ बोल रहे हैं आके प्रणाम करो मंदिर ही आओ प्रणाम मुझको ही करो कहाँ बोलते हैं Krishna is saying, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you will understand Krishna does say this particular specifically. He says, Man mana bhava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. He's saying, karo, naman karo. I said, yeah, Krishna is so proud. No. Krishna is telling for our good. So we develop spiritual intelligence and we can manage our lives better. Right? Okay. Let's see what next. So here we are. We know. We just saw this. That, in order to go to this, this pyramid that we need to work on. We're building ourselves. This is the pyramid that we're building ourselves. Yes, inside, internal pyramid that we're building. Begins with senses, mind, intelligence, soul, but our intelligence has to help the soul through prayer, through connecting with Krishna. And that top question mark is Krishna. This Krishna. who's there in our heart. And if you all didn't know, he's there in our heart. He just said this in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. He says, I'm there, Sarvasya aham hridi sannivishtaha. Is there any difficulty in the understanding? All of us know this little bit of Sanskrit. Sarvasya aham hridi. Hridi means hriday, hridi. Sannivishtaha. I'm staying. I reside in everybody's heart. Wow. And not just us. Even he's residing in all of our hearts, definitely. And all your enemies' hearts also. Oh, that mother-in-law's heart also. Yes, so that colleague, yes, that colleague also, that mother-in-law's heart also. That wicked somebody's heart also, Krishna is there. What is the problem, but? We don't turn to him. Yes, we don't turn to him. That is what we are lacking. We are lacking there. But Krishna is promising us that you just do this. Let's recite this verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Who remembers yogakshemam vahamyaham from somewhere? Does anybody remember? Maybe not in your generation. I don't know which other generation. I'm the only one, is it? Belonging to a different generation. Yeah. So, there used to be an advertisement from LIC. All of you know LIC, Life Insurance Company. And they used to have this something all on the screen. And finally, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. It used to come like this. So it's like, we take care of your welfare. But its original is here. That is pirated. The original is from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is promising. Krishna is saying what? But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Isn't that beautiful? Yes? He's just saying that if you have something less, kuch kami hai, sometimes we feel like confidence nahi hai. Yes, sometimes I've heard somebody saying, I can't go on stage or something, little something. Or I can't, I'm not so good manager. All of us, we have some good and something, some gaps we do have. Krishna is saying, I'll fill up that gap. Yes, I'll fill up that gap. I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. This is the promise that Krishna is making. All we have to do is turn to him. And how do we turn to him? We have seen today how one of the ways is Nam Japa, Sankirtan. What are the ways? Reading Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that's getting technical now. We'll see. But for now we know that yes, if I read the Bhagavad Gita, I'm in touch with what Krishna is speaking. Imagine Krishna is speaking himself. Yes? Somebody asked me, how do you know? For sure. Krishna is speaking this himself. Yes. The point is that if we have no other motive apart from taking people to Krishna. That's the intention which Prabhupada had. All he had, the desire was that everybody turn to Krishna, not to any other thing. There was no magic that he gave. He didn't say that, look here, gold, look here, ashes. Nothing of that sort. He didn't do anything of that sort. All he did was, look here is Krishna. He said, please surrender to Krishna, come to Krishna, chant his names. This is what he did, right? And that's, why did he do that? Because he said, take advantage. Krishna is saying that he will maintain you. He will take care of you. This is Krishna's promise. Right? So this is our Lord Krishna, who is Bhakta Vatsala. Yeah, he loves his devotees so much so. He loves his devotees so much. You can, probably not imagine that his friends in Vrindavan, Yes, he was so close to him. They would ride on his shoulders. Imagine. No? Krishna is carrying them on his shoulders. They used to ride on his shoulders. Or Mother Yashoda, what she would do? Run behind him with a stick. He's so controlled. They were all his devotees. Sometimes we feel that's very distant, no? It's another world. Yes. But no, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. And we know all of these different aspects of Krishna. Let us guess. This we all know. The first picture here that I'm pointing to is the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Who knows this?
Kuchela.
Very nice. Yes, Kuchela was also Sudama. Yes, Sudama. And how many of you all have not heard about Sudama? Raise your hands. It's okay. It's not any IIT class here. Childhood friend of Krishna. Some of them raised hands. So Sudama was a very poor friend of Krishna. He was really poor, the dire poverty. And his wife, she says, what are you saying? You say your friend is Krishna, who is the king of Dwaraka, and we are so poor. We don't have even square meals a day. Go ask him for some help. What's the use if he's your friend?
Lot of children.
Yeah, a lot of children they had. Very important point. Yeah, what to feed? You can go hungry, but what to feed your children? So she sends Sudama, and Sudama, why he goes? He says, this is the chance to meet Krishna. He only goes with this thing in mind. After so many years, I'm going to see my childhood friend. And he goes there, and he's not dressed like he's not wearing anything from one of your arrows, or I don't know what brands you all wear. What you all wear? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that. So he didn't wear any of that. He was wearing a very poor, just a dhoti which was even torn. He looked in rags, literally. And when the watchman there saw him, he said, out, where are you coming in? He says, just tell Krishna that Sudama has come. They were not so mean, I'm making it really mean. But they stopped him. And they went inside and told Krishna that, somebody called Sudama is here to meet you. He says he's your friend. Everybody comes like that saying your friend. But Sudama, Krishna, even before he heard all of this, what the security was saying, he ran to the gate. He had just heard Su, and he ran. He says, Sudama is here. And he hugged him. And he brought him inside. And he said, where were you? So many years I've been waiting for you. So many years you didn't come. Come sit. And where did he take him? He took him straight into his private bedroom. He said, sit here. And he made him sit on his wonderful cushioned bed. And for Sudama, everything was totally out of place. But Krishna made him so comfortable. So what can I feed you? What can I, juice, this, that? And all Krishna's servants were there with everything. Now they brought so many things. They were wondering, who is this? Krishna is jumping around like this. With the best possible things Krishna came. And you won't probably believe it, and you might think this is an exaggeration, that Krishna actually washed his feet. He was so happy to see him. He just washed his feet. How many of us would ever do that? Yes? That's Bhakta Vatsala. And there's more to go to Sudama. And sometimes we feel that, this is why I must become Krishna's friend. Yes, Sudama became rich. Sudama became rich after that. But Sudama didn't care. His love for Krishna was the same. Before or after. He didn't go for the wealth. Yeah, that's Bhakta Vatsala. And Kurukshetra, you all said so simply, what's so big deal about it? Kurukshetra, that's where Krishna was. But what do we not realize is Krishna was a driver there. Yes? Charioteer. Sarathi of Partha, and therefore is called as Partha Sarathi. But that also, we feel that he celebrated as Partha Sarathi. But you realize that as a charioteer, what he had to do? I heard this and I was so shocked. When the main, the warrior who is sitting on that charioteer on the battlefield, he's supposed to direct the charioteer to go right or go left, because he can't speak there, or there is no way you can hear. So much chaos, noise in the battlefield. Do you know how Arjuna, what was the sign to indicate right or left? Was kicking through his feet. has to say on his, with his legs. That was Krishna. He didn't mind. He was so happy doing that for Arjuna. And that's why he is Bhakta Vatsala. Right? Krishna is real. Krishna is humble. He's too humble for us to even, to feel that he is real. And then, of course, what's the third one? Yes. And how when she called out Govinda, Krishna, he just went there. Right? He's just waiting for his devotees to call. And this? Giri Govardhan. How many of you have seen Giri Govardhan? Giri Govardhan ki jai. Giriraj Govardhan is there. How many of you knew it's there? Okay, some of you know he's there. Yes, he is there, very much there. Yes, Vrindavan Dham, this where Giriraj is there, and Krishna. What did he do here?
He saved the mountain.
Yes. Oh, he saved the mountain from falling down. She says. The mountain is very kind. Wouldn't have fallen on anybody, but that's because Krishna was carrying the mountain. But do you know who was the man behind all this?
Indra.
Some of you know. How many of you didn't know? Doesn't matter, I'm telling you, it's not IIT class. Even if you don't know, it doesn't matter. So there's this Indra who keeps getting proud. Yes, he keeps getting proud of his great whatever. He's so rich. He is the king of all the devatas. So he becomes proud very easily. And he was very offended that this little Krishna, he said, let's not worship Indra, let's worship Giriraj. It's a mountain. And Indra says, they're going to worship mud. They're not worshipping me and they're worshipping mud. Now I will show who I am. And what did he do? He showered thunderstorms on this little town of Vrindavan. And what was his goal? Just to, no sign of Vrindavan, just submerge it. So no sign of Vrindavan is left. Khatam kar do usko. He had all his, bhadas. He wanted to take it out on the people of Vrindavan who refused to worship him. Or, they worshipped Giriraj instead of Indra. But Krishna said, very nicely, he showed Indra that there's no point in becoming proud of what we have. It can be taken away any time. Yes? If Krishna can give, how much can our two hands hold? And if Krishna can take, how much can our two hands hold? Yes? If Krishna can give, these two hands are too small to hold anything. But if he can take also, these two hands are too small. Right? So in this way, Krishna, all he sees is his devotees. He wants to ensure that they are taken care of. They are always protected, and that's our Krishna Bhakta Vatsala. And therefore we are looking for a perfect solution or addressing the root of the problem rather than a patch-up solution, which Arjuna was, in this particular context, when he was faced with depression, we saw, yes, and Arjuna also had equal skills like Duryodhana, yes, we saw this, that Arjuna was also a great warrior and all the skills that Duryodhana had, but he was totally depressed. And he didn't know what to do. How do I stop this war? And he started saying this, Drishtvaimam svajanam Krishna Yuyutsam samupasthitam Sidanti mama gatrani Mukham cha parishushyati. That's how afraid he was. He says, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. How many of us have felt this? Please raise hands. Yes. All of us, some of you may not have been in a very difficult situation like this, but many of us have been. Yes, where we choke completely. We don't know what to do in that situation, right? And we'll see that all of these different verses that will come now, these different slides now are going to present Arjuna's reasons why he doesn't want to fight. Okay, he says, I don't want to fight. Why? One, my people. He's compassionate. He's my friends, my relatives. He's seeing all of them, those friends who he played with in his childhood. They're all standing there against him, up in arms against him. He says, no, I don't want to fight. So he had compassion as one reason why he didn't want to fight. The second one, he says, Natasheyo pashyami hatva svajanamahave nakangshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha. He said, where's the enjoyment? I'm not going to be happy by doing this. So sometimes we also feel this, don't we? By confrontation in the family, we feel that peace kharab ho jata hai. We feel this. Why unnecessarily? Forget about it. Why do we want to do it? Exactly. He says, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. If they all die, am I going to be happy? He says, no, there's no way. Then he says, sin. Imagine, Arjuna is teaching Krishna. He's telling him, Pavameva dasman Advaita tanatatainaha Tasman narhavayam hantum. Okay, I think this is for you, for the entire verse is in a different tune. So let me just sing the tune, okay? Papamevashraye dasman hatvaitanatatainaha tasman naravayam hantum dharta rashran svabandhavan swajanam hikatam hatva sukinasyama madhava. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain of Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So again, Arjuna is confused like we are. Confusion is the biggest outcome of one of these difficult situations. We are confused whether I should do this or not do this, speak out or not speak, change my place or not stay here only. We feel like transfer leke chalte hain kahin aur. Yes, we want to shift our jobs, we want to change our situation in many which ways. And Arjuna is also hoping and that Krishna will agree to his explanation. This is a sin. But it's actually not. Then he says, what about traditions? What about destroying family traditions? He says, Kulakshaye pranashanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashtam kulam kritsnam adharmovi bhavatyuta. He says, with destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. Now this, please note, this feels like, Are isme kya hai? What is there to really think about this point?
If there is no elders in the family, they can't guide the
Right.
religion.
Right. This is one of very important points that we sometimes kind of agree. We believe traditions. So what are we trying to put forth? Is Arjuna's excuses. Right? Arjuna did not want to fight. And what were the excuses he gave? One, compassion. Two, enjoyment. That he won't be able to enjoy. Three, this is sin. This is sin what I am going to do. Four, destruction of family traditions. And does Krishna say, okay, I think you're right, Arjuna. Yeah, I think I'm completely bowled by your arguments. Krishna, what does he say? Don't act very smart. This is what he's saying. This is exactly what he is going to tell you. Don't act too smart, Arjuna, just get up and fight. Right? So, a big thing for us. Sometimes we feel, chanting Hare Krishna हमारे family में तो नहीं है. ये tradition नहीं है हमारे family में. हमारे family में तो पूजा पाठ करते हैं, वो करते हैं, हम नहीं करते. Yes? Or we say that ऐसा सब नहीं करना चाहिए. ये सब इतना आसानी से कोई भी आता है यहाँ पे, कोई भी हरे कृष्णा चैंट, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, इस तरह से करना चाहिए. हम नहीं करेंगे अभी, जब हम प्योर हो जाएंगे तब करेंगे. We say all these things. When we become pure enough, then we will do it. Or we feel that this is, this is dilution, this is not right. Or we say that no, it's not. Exactly what Arjuna is saying. And what does Krishna say? Don't act smart. This is Prajnavadamscha bhashase. He says you're talking as if you're a very wise person, Arjuna. Yes, he's going to tell that. So we are here to the open secret. And how do we today in this class we've got this point of developing our spiritual intelligence and not give any of these excuses that Arjuna gave. And for that spiritual intelligence, we have a very simple formula, which is A, B, C and D today, right? And A, which someone mentioned over there, is an association. Yeah, what do we mean by association? And all of you know that we are who we associate with, right? If we are going to associate with somebody who is a drunkard, very soon will become drunk. You might say that, no, I don't do that. But we start thinking like that. What is a drunkard thinking? Enjoy. Have fun, chill. Yes, these are typically the statements that they make. Yes, work hard during the week, party during the weekend. Right? And that's association. So the first part is, how nice if you have a friend who says that, pause. What are you doing? Where are you racing in life? Can you come to the center once a week for your good? One of your friends says, catch that friend. Remember for sure that is really the friend. Yes, who's helping you deal with your life. Right? That is A, and that will bring all auspiciousness. B, Bhagavad Gita. Yes, books for us are those books which will help us develop the spiritual intelligence. It's the Bhagavad Gita. See, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And D is, deities are the Vigraha in the temple. So beautiful. How many of you all saw the beautiful pictures and video posted on the group yesterday? So awesome, isn't it? Mataji posted so beautiful deities and the video. And how many of you all went, oh, I've never seen Krishna like this. Yes, beautifully dressed. Imagine how much hard work went behind. Yes, how much hard work went behind. And they were so happy doing it. Whoever dressed is so fortunate. So deities and the kind of diet, you are what you eat. This is so true. Very interestingly, the other day I came across a Harvard research article by the Harvard University, the title was, Indeed You Are What You Eat. So they have actually proven it. That you are what you eat used to be just an English saying, but now it is researched. So please take care of what you're eating. Yes, a good sattvic vegetarian diet is very, very conducive. It's favorable to get in touch with our spiritual intelligence, right? And depend on Krishna. So these are this is what is going to lead us to the real success, which is there in the Bhagavad Gita. The last verse says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhute, Dhuvani Mate Bhama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. This is my opinion. This is Sanjay who is saying this, yes? So Arjuna is also important because he is a devotee, yes? So wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is a devotee, catch them. And you will be successful for sure. Now, we are going to chant. I think Mataji has kept the beat back. But before that, a little story of Krishna. Yes? And I think the slides have got a little here. So what is it? What do you think? Cow? Today cow? Okay, last time peacocks, today cow. Okay, let's quickly hear this. Govinda he is? Yes. And this Balram also you can see. This Krishna who loves his cows very much. So let's hear this very sweet story. Krishna and his friends, we know, used to go to the forest, taking their cows to graze them. Yes? And on one such day, Krishna was very small and he used to take only the calves. Not the cows, the calves. Because he was small. He was given only calves. So his friends started teasing him. Krishna is a lady, you are a lady. And Krishna was so offended. He says, why are you all teasing me like this? He says, your mother gives you only calves to take to the forest. And Krishna is so upset. He walks right back home. And Mother Yashoda is waiting for him. That Krishna will come now. And she's looking, and she sees, only Krishna is walking back. And all his friends are following a little behind. They're trying to call and stop him. But Krishna is walking ahead. And he comes straight home. And Mother Yashoda is like, hey Kana, you came so early today. Look what I have made for you. I made this, that. And Kana doesn't even look at her. He just walks straight into his room. Angry. And Mother Yashoda is like, what happened, Gopal? What happened? But he wouldn't say anything. He goes right onto his bed, covers himself and goes off to sleep. Mother Yashoda, she's wondering what happened to Kana. She says, Kana, I've made fresh butter from you, the sweetest butter for you, and I've made halwa for you, this and that. But Kana is not at all ready to listen. So Mother Yashoda, she goes to Nanda Baba. Who's Nanda Baba? Krishna's father. She goes to him and says, Baba, I think Kana has now grown up. So Nanda Baba says, is it? He's grown up? Says, yes, he's grown up and he should be now taking cows out to graze and not calves. And Nanda Baba says, oh, our Kana has grown up so much, you think he can take cows outside? He says, yes, let us try. Anyway, Balram will be there. Who is Balram? His older brother. Says, brother, Balram will be there to take care of him. Let us allow him to take cows. So Nanda Baba says, okay, let's try it tomorrow. The next morning, Mother Yashoda goes to wake up Krishna. He says, Kana, wake up, your friends are waiting. Don't you want to go with them? Kana is not ready. Still anger is there. So then Mother Yashoda says, but you have to take the cows out today. And then Kana opens the blanket. He says, what? He says, yes, Kana, today you're going to take cows out to the forest. And Kana jumps in joy. And you're the best mother in the whole world. Yes, because Mother Yashoda knew exactly what Kana had in mind. So Kana is all set to go. And now Yashoda is tensed, of course. And she says, okay, I've packed this for you, packed that, so much lunch, big lunch today because you're going inside the forest, you'll take probably late. And then she starts dressing him up very beautifully because Kana is going out to the forest with cows. Itself is a festival in Braj. In Vrindavan, that's become a big festival. Everybody is talking about it. That Kana is going to take cows out to the forest today. Do you know? Everybody is talking like that. And everybody is coming to watch. Let's see how he takes this little Kana with big cows. And then Mother Yashoda says, but Kana, the forest, you will go deeper inside, it's full of thorns and stones. Please, will you wear shoes and go today? Kana says, shoes? He's a village boy. He doesn't know what to wear shoes and all. He says, shoes? I'm not going to wear any shoes. If I have to wear shoes, then I have a condition. What's that condition? All my cows also should wear shoes. And you know how many cows Kana had? 9 lakh cows. It was 9 into 4. It was 4 legs, no? So each of these cows, if you have shoes for them, then I'm willing to go. I'm also willing to wear shoes. Mother Yashoda says, okay, never mind. That's ruled out. But all these cows, they hear this. They said, Kana is not wearing shoes because we are not wearing shoes. So what should we do? So they all come together. All the cows, they come together and 1, 2, 3. They start jumping. Thap, 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 thap. Why do they start jumping? So they make the dust of Vrindavan soft like butter. So So wherever Krishna places his foot, it's so soft, like butter, that he doesn't ever feel any pain. That's the love of all the cows of Vrindavan for Krishna. Do you like the story?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have to chant. Yes, and why do we have to chant? We have to chant because we have to remember very nicely that these 16 names, composed of 32 syllables, are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. In all the Vedas, it is seen that to cross the ocean of nations, there is no alternative to the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam Natah Parataropayah Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. There's no other solution, and therefore, and while they are distributing the beads to you all, if you have any questions, we'll take few quick questions. But otherwise, while we are eating prasadam also, we can talk and we can ask questions. Now, do you have any questions? Feel free.
I have a question, but can I ask you the first was fine?
I'm okay now, you can ask.
Fine. So, like God Himself is detached from everything, right? But this query is there in my mind for a long time. But do God really feel that attachment with His devotees? Like, it's
Yeah.
a controversial question, but I wanted an answer from a different perspective.
Right. There's no controversy because it's quite clear from all the scriptures, it's very clear that Krishna is not detached ever from his devotees. Okay? Krishna is very attached to his devotees. Because we think that he is detached because we look at his attachment same to our attachment. Get the point? We feel, or rather we want to believe that Krishna is detached. Why? Because we know that our attachments are bringing us pain or difficulty. So we know that our attachments are not good. Correct? We know that attachments are not good because they can cause us pain.
But that is what God generally tells us.
Isn't it?
Leads to
Correct, which is truth. But that's not the same as Krishna's attachment with us or our attachment to Krishna. Correct? So if our attachment is a negative, and you might say that take off the negative. Yes? But what we are saying, take off the negative all right, but just don't remain at zero. Bring in the positive. Get attached to the right person, which is Krishna. And Krishna likes it. Otherwise, why would he said that, man manabhav man bhakto, and become my devotee? Or he says, Ananyas chintayan tomam. He says, I will yogakshemam mahamyam, I'll take care of you. Why would he promise? He promises. Right? He's very attached to us. In fact, more attached than probably we are. Therefore, he keeps coming in different ways. Do you accept?
Can we say we are in a very low level, different level? He is in
Definitely. He is
a
a
different status. So
absolutely.
we cannot compare common man with that.
Of course not. We can never be
He comes down.
Absolutely. He comes down. But when he comes down, he doesn't become like us. Yeah? He doesn't become like us in terms of, our less said the better, no? Our qualities and no, he is not comparable to that definitely. But by coming, what is he doing? He's just helping us become more attached to him. By acting like one among us, being with us. And yeah, he's having those real emotions, but it's not that he's doing a nice drama. Not like that. No, not like Chalavi. Now I'm this, now I'm that. No, he doesn't do that. Yeah, he really comes and he says that, this devotee likes to see me this way. And he immediately transforms. Like for example, you become a daughter in front of your father, but a friend in front of your friend. Completely different. Yes, and is that artificial? No, that's different aspects of you. Right? Agree?
He takes avatars.
Yes, yes, he does. this purpose. Any other questions?
Mataji, I have a question. We are now slowly becoming aware of who we are and how should we behave in difficult situation. But sometimes something bad is happening with us and we are in a very big difficulty. And at that time, we forget these things. So how should we, keep these things in our mind, and we should not behave like on the material level? How should we, elevate ourselves and take decision according to our spiritual intelligence? Because we have this forgetfulness.
Very true. Very true. Let me just explain with a very simple example. When I learned driving, and I was new driver, I'm still new, but I can do one thing at a time. Correct? I can do only one. I forget so many other things. But gradually, when I practice more and more and more, I know what has to be done. I can handle multiple things at the same time. Yes? Earlier when the phone used to ring when I'm driving, I freeze. This is a river break. The phone is ringing. Now what do I do? Right? But now I know. I just have to tap it. Yes, and earlier I should have rakh do. I'll call later. Now I can speak. It is a gradual process. Correct? So what are we doing? We are trying to get in touch with our spiritual intelligence, which we forget because we are so accustomed there, no? In a different world, different life, all of us. So, I told this last time also, the more we come here, the more we associate, which is the first A, ABCD, A is association. That is why it's so important. Because if you forget, somebody will remind you. We will forget. But maybe there's some friend of ours who, because also she doesn't have to face that situation, and also she knows the Bhagavad Gita, she might say, hold on. You don't have to, yeah, is it? So there's somebody who will help you. You agree? Okay? Any other questions? No? All clear. It's good if it's all clear, but we will chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra now. And last time, Monica Mataji, she showed how to chant, so she will help you.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
So for all the newcomers, I'll explain again. So glad to see all the smiling faces. Thanks to our dear Pushkarni Mataji. So this is the beads you have, right? No, audible? Yeah. So these are total 108 beads with the one head bead. So you can see one is the different bead. So this is called Krishna bead also. So on this we will chant the starting mantra, and then from all the 108 beads we will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? And you will pull the beads from your side. Like once mantra is completed, then you can. So I'll just show you. So this is from here you will start Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One mantra is completed, then you can pull the bead to your side and go to next bead. Okay? Here. Like this we will chant 108 times. Then we will reach the first bead where we started, Krishna bead. Then we are completed successfully one round. And also please make sure that when we are chanting, we just hear, focus on the mantra and hear. So our mind will get distracted initially, but try to hear the holy name. That is enough. Thank you.
You say yeah.
Yeah, so sorry. Thank you so much for all the volunteers remembering. So this finger, right, we should not touch the beads because this finger is the index finger and we will point out everyone. Krishna doesn't like that, pointing out people for their mistakes. So that's why we avoid this finger, we don't touch, and only these two fingers we can use. Okay? Thank you. We'll start now. Panchatattva. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We can start it
together. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare